It's the kid, 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 it's the kid. Guys, it's the hangout, it's the hangout. We have a lot to discuss, a lot to go down. Again, just to remind people out there, don't have any background noise around you, because remember, a lot of people listen to this stuff, and for people's good listening experience, we don't want any kind of background noise around. So if you're beating up or in a fight with someone in your family, just put mute and just sort out that fight, and then unmute yourself after you've finished that. So on the docket, on the agenda today, we're going to discuss Zidane's return. We're going to look at VAR and why I am inducting the FA, the Football Association in England. We have to have a discussion about Salah. We got to talk about Mo Salah. We have to have another discussion about him, because I am about to induct him, and I want you to tell me why I should not induct him. And we're going to review the Milan derby, look at where things stand between AC Milan and Inter Milan, who played. That's a very exciting game. And the bulk of this show, the heart and soul of this show, will reflect upon the Champions League quarterfinal and the Europa League quarterfinal, and give our thoughts about that. So, without further ado, let's just start off first with Zidane. So, homeboy returned. I still believe that it's a bad choice. I don't believe that it's going to end in success, but you know what? Zidane is one of the greatest players I've ever had the pleasure of seeing, and a guy who meant so much to me growing up and had a huge influence on me growing up based on my love of football. I wish him the best. So if he proves me wrong, I'll be more than happy if he proves me wrong. But I think the big thing here was the players that he picked and the players that he brought back. Isco was back, Marcelo was back, Asensio was back, Benzema was still there though, which is interesting. So so again, if you saw the game, thoughts on the game. If you didn't see the game, how successful do you feel Zidane is going to be on his second run around with Real Madrid? Let me start off first with A1.
Yeah, hello. Yo.
Yeah, A1. So A1, did you watch the Real Madrid game?
Didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights.
Okay, so just give me brief thoughts on the game, and how successful do you think Zidane will be on his way back, or do you think he's made a stupid ass move coming back to Real Madrid?
The highlights, part of it, you saw one of the players that he brought back, which was Marcelo, which I was very surprised how he didn't play a part in the Champions League quarterfinals, because he would have played a big part. But yeah, he brought him back, brought Navas back, brought Isco back. So, 2-0 win, it's normal to them, it's expected. And what he's going to do, or what I expect him to do, well, he's got the £300 million budget to spend on players, whatnot.
Damn.
They've already bought a defender from Porto who looks very good.
Oh yeah, Militao.
Militao. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the defender Pepe recommended or something like that. I don't know what's going on because he plays for Porto now. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's a good look for them. He's a good defender, good potential. So next, he's gonna have to buy a marquee signing, a marquee big player, whatnot. So it could be Hazard, it could be Mbappe, whatever. But I think the board are definitely going to back him because they see how he's done the 3 times Champions League in a row. So it could be good, but at the same time, I don't really see Zidane as a tactician. I see him as a good motivator, manager. And obviously everyone's on
Will he be successful? How successful will he be? How many La Liga titles? How many Champions League titles?
Oh, Champions League, you can't rule him out. He could win it next year if he gets the players that he wants. La Liga, he could be putting up a better challenge than this year, so it can go well for Zidane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts on the Madrid game and how well do you think Zidane will do?
I didn't see much of the game, but it wasn't a surprise to me that Zidane obviously started Navas and brought Isco back into the team. But I think where he has more than all the ability to be successful again, as he's shown before, and it does make sense that he comes back now as well because he has a chance to assess the squad. He has a chance to see which players he can trust next season, and as A1 said already, if he has the transfer kitty, he can improve the squad. I mean, Militao for a start is a good signing, I think, and if they can maybe add Eden Hazard and a couple of other players, who knows what he can do next season. I think.
How likely do you think they'll get Zad? How likely do you think they'll get Zad?
Very likely. I'll say
very
easy. Everyone, relax, chill, relax.
About 90.
Okay. So and also, how successful do you think Zidane will be? Do you think he'll be as successful as he did in his first run, or do you think he's going to break it and fail?
I don't think he'll be as successful in terms of winning back Champions League. But if they can sign properly in the summer window, then there's no reason why they can't compete with Barcelona and win at least one La Liga title in the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Daniel, thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts on Real Madrid and Zidane? Is it a good idea for Zidane to come back to Real Madrid? How successful do you think he'll be?
I think he'll be, if he gets his players, he'll be successful, innit?
Oh,
like if he gets his players.
So
like he's got 300 million to spend, and so like if he gets what his players, if he gets what he wants, he'll be successful.
So you're saying that if he gets all his targets, he will win the Champions League and La Liga next season?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's a big talk. Hazem.
Yeah, man. Obviously, I didn't watch the full game, but I saw bits of it, and I have to say, Zidane, it's really looking good for what he's going to do for Madrid, because already you can see immediately players like Isco, Bale are back to their form, back to playing with confidence, and Isco scored, Bale had a great game, and even Benzema is playing better. So you can see that with Zidane coming, many of the former stars are starting to play well. Add that to the already talented players that there are, I think you can really have a really good squad, and especially if Zidane, obviously, he'll have a big transfer window. So if he gets 2 attacking players, 2 stars, 2 Galacticos to replace Ronaldo, like for example,
give me names.
Hazard and Icardi, then I think it will be perfect for them, and they can win the Champions League next season if they get Hazard and Icardi and maybe Koulibaly and center back, and maintain the confidence that these players have. With Zidane, I can think they can win the Champions League next season, because the combination of Hazard and Icardi, I think, can make up for Ronaldo's departure.
All right, Juju man, hit me.
Zidane, the crossing merchant is back. I'm excited because I'm excited. He's going to get exposed. He was lucky, and I was upset because he got away. People say he got away with 3 Champions League, but I'm happy he came back because he's going to either be a legend or he's going to be a flop. Like I'm expecting. I know he's a flop, but he might be a legend if he actually turns this club successful. My expectation. No. Madrid are not winning another 3 Champions League. I can put my life on that one. And the other thing is with Madrid, the Champions League out of question. There's no point. They should focus on La Liga. That's the big problem with this club. They cannot let Barcelona win.
But as Daniel said, what if he gets all his targets? Let's just say he gets all his targets.
Yeah, with his targets, he has to get Hazard and Icardi, as someone mentioned. Those are the 2 key ones, and some a major midfielder. And if he gets it, there's no point. Like, he's good. He's good man manager, but tactically, he's not among the best tacticians in the world. So he's good man managing, but so I don't think he's good. Even if he gets his target,
how successful do you think he'll be, man? How successful will he be? How successful?
La Liga and Copa del Rey. That's it.
What?
Nah, Madrid are a Champions League club.
Wait. So you're saying that he won't win the Champions League at all?
No. You can. The 3. That's a one-off. He cannot win it again. Champions League. This is La Liga and Copa del Rey. That's the main focus. The Champions League is a bonus.
Wow. Okay. Well, not just according to Paris. Liverpool, everybody. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's not really worth talking about the Celta Vigo game. It's supposed to beat them. But this dude is a G. There's not really much you can do wrong now. He's got 3 in a row. Obviously, he took the job knowing he's going to get a stack to spend in the summer. I think he'll probably get Hazard and Salah. But I don't think he'll do much in the Champions League. Kind of like what you just said. Going for the league.
So you don't see. Okay. So if he gets all his targets, let's say he gets Kante, he gets Koulibaly, he gets Hazard, he gets Icardi, he won't win the Champions League with those players?
Nah, that's a big if, by the way. But nah, even with that, they're not winning.
Damn. All right. Okay, Rahimski.
You ever been to high school and just think like, why is this guy getting more?
Don't remind me about school. Just remind me. I have nice things about school.
Just hear me out. hear me out. You're looking in high school. You're looking at a guy who is not better looking than you, not smarter than you, but for some reason he's more accomplished than you. That's what Zidane doesn't have to make sense. Like, this guy headbutted a guy in the World Cup, and we still revere him as one of the greatest players of all time. The thing about Zidane is he's not the greatest tactician. He's not the most accomplished manager. He doesn't have everything in an infrastructure that he needs, but the club is willing to back him this time around. The guy's accomplished. And I think Madrid don't even need a tactician. They just need a person to make them feel good because the players are good enough already. The way we played football that last match, I actually watched the full duration. The highlights don't do it justice. We were playing silky. The first thing Zidane did when he came back is he went to the players that weren't getting game time in his last tenure. He went to Bale, he went to Ceballos, he went to Isco, he went to all these players and assured them that they will have a chance. And he even played them in that last match. So you got to give it to the guy.
How successful do you think Zidane will be, in your honest opinion?
I think Zidane will win everything he's already won, but it'll be more spread out. For instance, we're not going to do a double, but one of the seasons we'll win the Champions League, one of the seasons we'll win the Liga.
Wow. Okay, that's confident. All right, Red, thoughts?
Super excited about Zidane. Just one thing, just for clarification, Militao is not Zidane's signing. We were already going to sign him from the beginning of the season. He's the same scout that got Vinicius in. But back to Zidane. I'm super happy because look, like after seeing what Solari and Lopetegui, like we miss Zidane. Zidane's rotation policy is always on point. He always he's also he changes his formation. He'll sometimes play a 4-2-2-2, but like with 2 wide men, 2 CDMs, and 2 strikers. He'll play a 4-3-3. He'll play a 4-4-2. He's very diverse. The players like him. Like our starting 11. Like I forgot how good our starting 11 could be. Because under Solari, like I forgot Isco and Marcelo. Like Marcelo dropped a man of the match performance. Isco scored. Neves had a world-class save. These are players that haven't been playing for the past 3 months. Like, where were these players? But yeah, overall, super happy with Zidane being back. I kind of agree with Rahimski. The thing is, Zidane's already set the bar too high for himself, so I don't think he's going to be able to do what he did before, especially with the loss of Ronaldo. But I do think that he will be successful. He will get a La Liga. He might win. I think we could win a Champions League with the experience we have in the team and with the addition of new signings. So yeah, excited, super excited.
All right, Saswat.
Yeah, let me first start off by saying that Zidane has to be the most smartest person in football, like ever, because the only reason he came back into this team is because Perez literally must have begged his ass off, and I saw it was like 300 million or something, but it should be. I think it has to be more than that. So first of all, let's talk about in doing that game. I mean, it was, as Rahimski said, it was such silky football. Isco Isco still looks kind of iffy, but still he has time to get back onto his feet. Bale looks good, and especially Marcelo, who has been missing for the last 3 months now, he's just going back in confidence. And I think he's gonna definitely get Hazard because his agent has already, mentioned hints. There was an article in Di Marzio. He has already mentioned hints of going to Real Madrid. So Hazard is mostly a done deal. I don't know about Kante. They're definitely not gonna get Mbappe this season. But in terms of achievement, I think this is just a written narrative. I think he's gonna get at least 1 Champions League in this 3-year tenure. At least 1 Champions League. So I think that's a success for me, and he'll be.
How many La Liga titles? How many La Liga titles?
Yeah, in terms of La Liga titles, as in my opinion, it's just a personal opinion. As long as Messi is there, it's too difficult for Real Madrid to win the La Liga. But still, if he wins the La Liga title, that'll be a bonus for me. But I think Perez got him back to win a Champions League. That's his main priority.
Okay, all right.
HH, before we go on, I want your opinion on something quickly, please.
Okay.
It's Madrid. What's your take on the Courtois Navas thing?
Here's my quick take here. The energy you put into the universe is the energy you receive. I really am a big believer in karma. The way in which Courtois left, I think the universe is telling him and is responding to him in the way that he left and the manner in which he left. It's cool to leave. Look, everybody's been club. All this loyalty in club football is all crap. Club football it's about mercenaries. It's all about money. So all the people say, "Oh I kiss my badge." No, that's for your country because that's your identity. Club football is about being a flipping mercenary. That's for a separate hangout. well, club football is about being a flipping mercenary. So it's cool, but still, there are still ways in which you leave. I feel that Courtois is now, it's a mess. Navas is Zidane's boy, and I'm even hearing that De Gea, they want to go back for De Gea again, and De Gea has still not signed a contract. And if they come up with a real deal and offer for De Gea is going to back. I just don't think that Real Madrid can afford what United will be asked, because United will ask for everything because he's their most valuable player. But for Courtois, I just think that I think Zidane, because I think Zidane is on a whole loyalty thing. I want my boys. Navas is my boy. He's my number one keeper. You're my number two. I didn't bring you here. I don't know who you are. I'm all about my boys. I'll bring in new guys, but I'm on my boys. I think for Courtois, he's out. He's out of there. So
yeah,
just one more.
Okay.
Can I say something about Navas?
Wait. I'll go to Saswat. Daniel, Saswat.
Yeah. So basically, you are saying that, I definitely agree with you. Navas is his pet boy or something. But don't you think Navas is what? He's like 34 years old, 34 years. So he'll basically go this next season, or maybe max to max, he'll stay for 2 more seasons. And Courtois, I mean, this season he has looked a lot dodgy, but still, we all know that he still has quality in him. He's 26 and he has proven himself. Don't you think he's gonna get back?
My thoughts is that 2 years is a long time, and in those 2 years, maybe you find another really good keeper as well, a keeper better than Courtois. Like in Germany, are always having these new keepers coming through. Who knows what's going to happen with Donnarumma and Isman if he greatly improves, and then they now look at him and say, oh, boom. So basically, there are so many. 2 years is a long time, and in 2 years, a lot can change. Because I think in 2 years, who knows, maybe Courtois finds a different club, or maybe Real Madrid find another keeper to substitute. Remember, keepers can go till 36, 37. You know, keepers can go to 36, and also Navas is from South America, and those guys can still live and jump up and down in their 60s. So that's the thing. A1. All right. Daniel.
I feel like the way I'm happy to see Keylor Navas back in goal for Real Madrid, because I feel he's been really disrespected by the club.
No.
So I'm really happy to see him in goal.
Yeah. Let me speak. What you're saying about the Courtois, apparently, before when Madrid tried to go in for Courtois, Zidane was the one that blocked it and didn't want him. So I can see why, he's phasing him out. And plus, Navas is this guy as well.
Wait, and to add to A1, everyone's saying with Zidane, I don't know, Zidane, first of all these players, majority of Madrid players are old. They need to go. I understand they're legends, club legends, but even Zidane coming back, Marcelo is not going to be 20s again. He's started, he's finished. Modric is finished. They need a new muscle in the midfield. So all this, and as for Navas, I'm sorry, he's average. Courtois is better. Courtois is better. I think Courtois is good.
Juju, man, have some respect.
No, it's true.
You're talking about a 3-time Champions League winner. Have some damn respect. Are you mad? Are you mad? It's always a 3-time Champions League winner. Are you crazy? Are you mad?
Can you allow? I'm kind of on Juju Man's side on this one a little bit. Not the disrespect, because Keylor Navas is a legend in his own right, but Keylor Navas is very inconsistent. Like he'll drop a world-class save.
Great save. Red. He will.
You are right. You are right. HH. He will always. He's won us matches single-handedly. That is correct. But I feel like even this season, Courtois has been good for us. It's just that we've been trashed this season. Like this season, it's not just Courtois' fault. As a whole, the defense was dodgy. Like, you know what's funny is that under Zidane.
Wait, Red, very quickly. So, are you telling me that you don't blame Courtois for that free kick goal that Ajax scored?
No. I blame him for that goal. Yeah, every keeper will have a bump. Like,
quiet, man. Let this guy talk, man.
No, every keeper will make mistakes. I'm not denying that. But we lost 4-1 that game. So even if Courtois saved that, we would have lost 3-1. Like we that game we were just meant to lose it. So I'm not gonna just scapegoat Courtois for that match, because guess what, HH, we didn't score goals. I'm gonna more likely blame the attackers, Benzema and Bale and Asensio. I'm not gonna scapegoat Courtois for us losing. But what I want to say is that I think Courtois, like under Zidane, he's gonna look much better, because in this match against Celta Vigo, we did not even play as DM, yet we played much better defensively than any of our other matches when we were playing Casemiro. Sometimes we'll play with 2 DMs under Solari and Lopetegui, and we still looked in shambles and defensively. So I just think that Courtois will look better under Zidane. We should give him a chance.
Okay. Let's just we need to move on. Before we this is just a sub-topic, but we move on to the different topic. I want to just touch briefly on Isco. So, because again, this was something that I just got thoughts about and everything. And I was like, wait a minute. Because I looked at Isco and I was like, man, is it too late and everything? Then I did a Wikipedia check. Homie is only 26. Homie is only 26. So, my question to the platform is this. I still feel that there is a tier 1 player there. I still feel that there is, because 26, 27, 28, those are your peak years in football. For some guys, but 90% of football players, your peak years, 26, 27, 28. From 29, you start to decline. So my thoughts is, do you believe that with Zidane or whatever, these next 3 years, we will finally see Isco reach his peak and become a tier 1 player? Anyone can jump in.
Yeah, HH, I believe so. I definitely believe so, because look, if you look at what HH is only 26, you said it. He's already gave us moments. Like we've seen Isco defeat Argentina 6-0. Though it was a friendly, but he was the man of that match in that game where he just demolished them. We saw Isco take on Verratti and just destroy his career.
Well,
we've seen
this is a long time ago, man. You're talking about
no, HH. What I'm saying is that
2019.
You know what I think of Isco? I think Isco.
Wait. Let's finish. Finish.
What I was gonna say, HH, is that we've seen his peak, and now when you have a team where he's now gonna be the OG in that team, he's gonna be the leader with those up-and-coming players like Ceballos and Asensio. He's gonna be the one that's looked at. I feel like he's just gonna get more into his game, and he will hit the peak that we've seen him do over the years. So yeah, I think Isco could definitely be a tier 1 player with the coming years. He's not tier 1 right now, tier 3, I say, but he can achieve that level.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add to that, just a small sentence. Yeah. So basically, Isco is kind of a system-based player. So he fits into a particular system. I mean, he cannot thrive into any system which you pull him in. So he's not a kind of a player who can take the game by the scruff of the neck. So he's kind of a system player. And if he stays with Zidane, and Zidane gets, I believe Zidane will definitely get the best out of him. So then he can definitely be a tier 1 player that we actually believe he can be. So, but if that does not happen, his options are very limited.
I think on talent alone, Isco has to be one of the top players in football for him to have that close control and dribbling. For him to have that close control and dribbling is exceptional. One thing I will say about Isco that I disagree with Saswat on is I wouldn't necessarily say he's a system-based player. I would say he's a player that kind of lacks discipline because he's always looking for the creativity regardless of the system. You know what I mean? So with Isco, I think it's more of a discipline thing on the pitch, following what the manager wants out of you and executing that correctly with your talent.
Yeah, and you know who's the best manager for this is Pep Guardiola. I think Isco needs to move to a team that plays like Barcelona or Man City, because I mean, spending your peak years with a glorified babysitter is not good for his career. He needs to move where, because Andrew said he lacks discipline. Then Pep Guardiola is the guy for this guy. Because he has talent. That's not. There's no debate about that.
Why not Mourinho? Why not Mourinho?
Mourinho, I wouldn't risk my career with Mourinho. No,
I agree with
you. Be very careful how you speak about Uncle Mo, man. So.
Yeah, but I think Pep Guardiola, he needs to leave Madrid and go to City. That would be the best. I mean, if I was Isco's agent. He has to move to Man City. That would be the perfect place for him. That would be perfect. Man,
he's not moving anywhere.
His release cost is 750 mil. His release cost is 750 mil.
We're moving on. I want to talk very briefly about VAR. So I'm inducting the FA. The reason why I'm inducting the FA is, so just to give you a bit of a background upon this, Man City against Swansea. 2 goals that Man City scored. One could have been viewed as offside. One could have viewed it as a soft penalty. Now, The FA and the England Football Association, in their infinite wisdom, are the only major league that have not introduced VAR. It's in Spain, it's in Italy, it's in France, it's in Holland, it's in Portugal, it's everywhere. But for some reason, it's not. And England have some of the worst referees in the world. If you look at in the World Cup, I think normally England only have like one referee. Remember, it is an
no
English
referees went to the World Cup. No English referee went to the World Cup.
There we go. And there was an English referee that gave a dude 3 yellow cards and didn't sign him off.
Mike Riley, I think.
Yeah. So my thing about it is that I just think it's maddening. And I think for the FA, I don't know whether it's arrogance or stupidity. It has to be one of those of how you would not have already introduced it. But the worst thing is how the FA now said that only Premier League teams can use it on their grounds, but non-Premier League teams can't use it. I mean, the total stupidity. I have no idea. So, A1, thoughts on this whole VAR fiasco and why England haven't introduced it already when the referees are crap?
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't used it in the Premiership this season, but they did use VAR, like you said, with the Wolves game yesterday when Lindelof got the red first, then they checked VAR, then they reversed it to a yellow card. So it's only in cup games, but for Premiership teams, which it doesn't make sense. But I think it's because of money. But like I said, the FA is corrupt. But it's very surprising that they haven't started using it this season because these referees is making silly decisions and whatnot. Obviously, with Arsene Wenger, obviously when the Arsenal fan, me and Wenger using the referee as an excuse all the time, I'm surprised they didn't bring it in this season. But hopefully, next season when they bring it in, it makes a change in it because these referees are bad.
They're here.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm obviously surprised that VAR wasn't used in the Swansea Man City game because that did cost Swansea in a way. And obviously, VAR.
Swansea a Premiership team.
Yeah, they're not. But the thing is, VAR will be in the Premier League next season. But because they've started using it in the FA Cup, I feel like it should be used in every game. So for that game not to have VAR and for the other, pretty much the other games to have VAR, it's a bit unfair on the championship teams and the non-league teams that are still in the competition. So, but I think in general, my view on VAR is that it's a good technology. It just needs to be a bit quicker. Decisions need to be made more quicker. In the Wolves game, for example, like A1 touched on, you saw how effective it was. Martin Atkinson made a mistake. Obviously, it wasn't a red card, and upon reviewing it, it gave a yellow card, and that's what should have been done in the first place. But yeah, other than that, I think VAR obviously needs to be introduced as soon as possible.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah.
The thoughts on VAR? Why it has not been introduced right now when we had the whole issue with the City game?
Because to be quite honest with you, it's the manager's fault in the Premier League because they decided not to use it.
No, not manager. It was the club. It was club.
It was the club that said it. So it's their fault. They've laid their bed, so let them lie on it.
Harsh but true. Hazem.
Yeah, man. I don't know why. Like for some games, yes, and for the non-Premier League teams, no. I think they should just have a full stop for Premier League, FA Cup, everything, because all the other leagues have already adopted it. I don't know why England's so far behind in that term, but yeah, all I can say, they have to adopt it. It increases the chances of the right calls, even if it's slow or makes some mistakes. The percentage shows.
They killed her, fam.
They have to.
All right, Juju man.
Similar to what everyone said, I agree with. They have to. I mean, it's not a big deal with the VAR with the non-championship. Like, it's not like anyone cares about championship, but I guess they have to because it's standard everywhere. So I agree with everyone's point.
Okay, Liverpool, everybody.
Brexit means Brexit. Last I checked, VAR is a foreign entity, so it's not surprising that England wouldn't allow them in the game. It is what it is. But I'm gonna tell you this: even with VAR, it's still gonna be a gang of issues. I'm telling you now. Even with VAR, they're still gonna fuck up.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So that's it.
All right, Rahimski.
I just think the English FA is just a joke in general. Like, amongst all the FAs in Europe, they're probably the worst in my opinion. I'll leave it at that.
Wow, Red.
How could they even put it up for a vote? Like they're paying these clubs millions for TV rights. Just get the cameras installed and get it implemented. Like it's unfair. Like how come Man United plays a game with VAR and Man City plays a game with no VAR? Like that's just it's an edge.
It's messed up.
And the irony, HH, is that Pep voted for VAR in the matches, and Manchester United voted against it.
Yeah.
So that's like I guess like you reap what you sow. Is that the saying? But anyways, man, I just think they need to get it implemented quick, and it's ridiculous. It's just this shouldn't even be a topic.
All right, Saswa.
Yeah, I actually read an article about this. The club, it is only in England that the club representatives actually have a voting right of whether policy will be implemented or not. In other leagues, it's the league representatives that do that. So basically, that just goes to show how messed up this English FA is right now. And even if VAR is introduced in the smaller championship, it won't make a difference unless and until clubs like huge clubs like Man City, who obviously clearly pay off the officials, so it won't make a difference.
Okay. Let's talk about Salah. All right.
Woo!
Now I need people to be clear here and to be true. We are talking based on recent form. I am sick and tired of people trying to hide away from the truth. To quote a saying, and I think this was House of Pain's third album, "The truth crushed to the earth shall rise again." You can't keep the truth down for that long. It will always rise. So my thought is this, because I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Salah bought into the hype, and Juju Man saying was ringing in my head. Salah in his head is like, I'm an icon. I'm an Egyptian icon. I have to score. I can't just keep on deferring. I have to score. And by his insistence on scoring, he's messing up for the team, because there are times where homie, pass to Firmino, pass to Mane, pass to Shaqiri, pass to these guys who are open, but he just goes for the shot, fluffs the shot, or he just hits it. So he is playing badly. He is not playing well. A few times he'll do something really good like that amazing pass he did to Mane, but overall, in the whole bulk and the majority of the 90 minutes, he's playing like a brick. So my thought is, based on recent form, should Salah be on the review or should he be inducted? A1.
Wait, the last time I was on a Hangout, which was 2 weeks ago, we had this conversation, and you asked me, should it be on review or whatnot? And people were saying, oh, whatnot, review. Now put him in the Brick Academy. Put him in the Brick Academy.
Chill.
Oh my
Put
God.
him in.
Let him talk, man. Everyone talk, man. What the hell? Let the guy talk, man.
Let me talk. Put him in, because we said it. We brought up his stats in the big games, how he's not performing, and it's been like over a month since he last scored a goal. Over a month, and every time I see him, he's always trying to make all about him. Because right now, Mane is the man in form. And Mane is not doing it as if he's forcing it. He's just playing his way, whatnot, keeping everything flowing, and he's getting to good position and scoring. Whereas Salah keeps on trying to force it. Even in the other day against Bayern Munich, the chance where they're on the counter attack, he looked up, he saw Mane, all he had to square to Mane, and Mane would have been free. He didn't want to do that. He decided to take a shot. And another day, that could have been something different, and Bayern maybe would have just come back and then could have won the tie. And that right there could have been a moment where, if he had squared it to Mane, it would have been game over. So the way I see it is put him in the Brick Academy based on this form, because he keeps on trying to force things and whatnot. I see people trying to say, not really saying much, but whereas last year, when Mane had a little bit of a bad form, people were saying, oh, Mane is jealous of Salah, he's this, he's that. Rare. But now it's Salah, people are trying to say, I stand with Salah, No, put him in the Brick Academy.
Okay. They're here. Defend your man. Okay, he's under the cosh. Defend your man.
All right. First of all, I feel like you yourself, Double H, you're undermining Salah way too much.
100%.
Me?
It's as if it's as if
same what?
100%.
No, let me explain.
Has him quiet. Let the guy talk, man. You man.
Yeah. All right. First of all, it's only been 6 or 7 games. I know he hasn't scored. I know he's not playing well. And what you said earlier was right. I mean, let me just touch on the negatives first. Obviously, he's not. He's trying too hard. Obviously, you saw in the Fulham game where he was, not making the right choices, not passing. But he hasn't played too badly in some of those games. Like, for example, the Watford game, the Bayern Munich game, even though he didn't score. And at the end of the day, you have to realize that in the first half of the season, Salah was our best player. He's still the second joint most top scorer in the league with 17 goals.
That here, I'm talking about recent form.
Recent form obviously hasn't been good, but remember, form is temporary, class is permanent. Remember that.
Okay, all right, fine. I mean, look, I disagree, but okay. Daniel, are you gonna keep it real? Keep it real with me. Keep it real.
I've got two theories why Salah. One, I feel like Mane's done some juju on Salah. That's the first reason.
It's all his
because
fault.
Let him talk, man. Let the guy talk.
Because, Mane, Salah has been dead for 7 games, and Mane has just been scoring. Or number two, I just feel like Salah is just forcing it a bit. I think Klopp needs to call Salah in and just tell him to chill and calm down. And calm down.
He's already done that.
Daniel,
Calm down.
Should he be put on the review or should he be in the Brick Academy?
He should be put on review.
Oh. All right, look, that's from a Liverpool supporter, not me. Hazem.
Yeah, man. I just want to say you guys said performing big games. He performed in a big game versus Bayern, so he proved all the haters wrong.
Yep,
Great game, great assist.
Great.
Wait. What did he do?
He had a great game.
Apart from that,
Great game. Did you see his link up with Alexander Arnold the whole game? He was literally causing so many.
Okay. Speak.
So Hazem, just finish your point.
Not obviously Mane was the star of that match, but people are really undermining Salah's role in that game. He had a great game. So another big game he performs. So he's back on form. Obviously, this game, he's showing a bit of inconsistency in recent matches. So yeah, man, still tier 2, man. Still tier 2, of course. He showed up in another big game. Proved all the haters wrong.
Proved all the Hazem. Hazem. So based on recent form, he's still tier 2. You're saying he's tier 2. Based on recent form.
Based on proving all the haters wrong versus Bayern, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, okay, cool.
Answer the question.
All right. Wait. No, this is cool. Jujuman.
With Salah, I mean, he's
wait. Okay, Jujuman, before you answer your point, is he still an Egyptian? Is he still an Egyptian icon?
No, like he's still good at marketing, so that's good. That's we still have something. so with Salah, he's I mean he has high standards. He has high standards, so it's expected that everyone's is slight dip in performance is a big deal but he's not been. I mean he's for as you say, Double H. He's forcing it. Like even in the Bayern game, Milner was open on the other side, and he easy pass didn't do it. So it's like with Salah, he'll still come through, but I was wrong about
on the review or Brick Academy.
I mean, I think we should just ignore him. He's going through something right now. We should just ignore him. Put him on the side for a bit.
Can't be under review. No way.
Please
So basically under review. That means under review.
Under review. He never Brick Academy.
Yeah, because we can't put an icon in the academy apparently.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Liverpool, everybody, man. Thoughts of his.
Yeah, you could have probably ended the conversation, all due respect, after A1 spoke. He said pretty much everything. The excuses that are being made for Salah are incredible. If that's Mane, he's selfish, whatever the case may be. Too many excuses. And we talk about Mane versus Salah, whatever, however you want to break it down. It's obvious that Mane is a better player. If you can't see that now, I'm not sure what you're looking at. Salah is the goal scorer. Where are the goals? So put him in the Brick Academy, and I would say star him, but he's already starving himself.
Please.
Definitely in the Brick Academy. Definitely in the Brick Academy. Get him out of here.
A real man, keeping it all the way a foul. Rahimski.
I think with Salah, there's going to be obvious comparisons because unfortunately he plays with the best African player in the world, Sadio Mane.
Thank you.
That's false. Who won African Player of the Year 2 times in a row?
Hazem, can you let the guy talk, man? God damn, Rahimski, please finish. Thank you.
No, but I think HH made technically the strongest point out of anyone so far because he's the only one that mentioned the selfish point. And if you look at Liverpool's blunders earlier in the season and now, the problem wasn't the fact that the team was dipping in form throughout the entire pitch. It was the problem with the forwards, the fluidity from last year, where they would pass to each other, score, no selfishness. That's being a little alleviated right now by Mo Salah's actions, I think, because you saw that one-on-one that Mane had with Neuer potentially if Salah passed in that Bayern game. And sure, Salah did make up for it by assisting Mane later in the game, but I think he just needs to let that ego go and play for the team.
Yeah.
All right. Red. Oh, no. But quickly, because Remsky, so under review, Brick Academy or neither?
I think it's only fair to put him under review. Same standard as every other player. So,
okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
it would be too far to say Brick.
All right. Red.
Yeah, I don't think he should be under review because they're still winning the games. His team is still winning. He's still taking part in those wins. So I think you should I don't think he should be under review just yet until Liverpool get punished actually by his actions, because they haven't been punished really, because he just got to the quarterfinals and they're number 1 in the league right now. Granted, City have a game in hand, but as it stands, Liverpool have the most points. So and he's still top scorer on recent form. Yes, like if I don't know football and you come and show me like you're like this guy, what do you think this guy's a good player? I'll be like, no, not really. If I don't know football, but knowing Salah and knowing his habits in his career, like for the past 3 years, his career is pretty much on a trajectory. He's actually overperformed based on like this season by just getting 17 goals. Like
Can I just quickly add to that? Can I just quickly add to that point?
Go ahead, Tahir, please.
Obviously, first and foremost, there's still a month and a half left to go of the season, so there's more than enough time for Salah to regain his form.
Right.
Yeah, and then finally,
win trophies for Liverpool.
And
secondly, Secondly, he was also seen as a one-season wonder. I mean, what happened to that?
No one said this. No one said this.
No,
they did. A lot of people said it.
No one said this.
And HH, all I want to say is just around.
Please finish your
Okay, fine. All I'm gonna say is HH. Let's just see what happens in the season, because it's not how many he scores; it's about when he scores. Isn't that right, HH? So let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to be monitoring him very closely. Saswat, please speak.
Yeah, HH, let me start off by saying this. I mean, you have put the players under the Brick Academy, I mean, for far less than what Salah is doing. So I think when you say that he's showing flashes in the game, I think you are still being polite, because his first touch is bad. He's getting dispossessed every time he goes forward with the ball. If you are a good player, the way you can boost your confidence is either by scoring goals or either by helping your team score goals. But in his mind, Salah is because Salah is I don't know his personality, but in his mind he's very egoistical. That in his mind that the only way he thinks that he can contribute to his team is by scoring goals. So and because that is kind of like the situation what is happening with Coutinho right now in Barcelona. So basically, as they said that there's still 1 month left. So I pray that you prove me wrong, but based on current form, based on how you have reviewed players throughout what has happened, like in your Brick Academy, I mean, you should be put under Class C.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on, Red. I can't let you go like that. I can't let you go.
Yeah,
like
go
that.
ahead, please.
I respect your football knowledge, but what in the world are you talking about? So we got to wait on Salah, wait on him to find form. And you said it's about playing in big games. Well, what game is he going to play big in? Every game is big for Liverpool. Every single game. When is he going to score the goals? That's his job. Score goals. What is he doing?
Liverpool. So here's the situation. There are still games to be played. He still is going to have the platform to score. Eventually, bro, he might show up in one game, and that game could be vital and get you the 3 points. As it stands, he has to play, like, he has to let Sadio Mane shine, because look, Liverpool's best player right now.
Shine?
Yeah, like no, not let him shine. Sorry, he's shining on his own, but he has to take the supporting role. That's all I'm saying. Is in this situation, he has to understand that Mane's on form. I agree with you guys on that point, but the fact is.
But Red, this is the key thing. This is what the point I try to make is that we have to be fair here. I don't care what Salah did last season. I don't care what he did at the beginning of the season. On recent form, how do we rate him? On recent form, I see a guy who, for most of the games, is losing possession, getting dispossessed, hasn't scored, and doesn't really.
Every game.
He let a guy from Boston, Massachusetts, shut him down today. That says it all.
He's a professional football player. He's a
professional football player.
Look, my thing about it is that look, man, it's like I've been saying this always, and I was even saying it last season, and I'll still say it now. It's like as far as a footballer and a football player, Mane is technically better, far more accomplished.
I actually agree
But
with
HH,
that.
they play on the same team. That's the thing. I've never seen this in any other team be like that. Like, imagine if people are criticizing Suarez because he doesn't score like Messi. Like, if Mane is doing amazing, they're winning these games.
Do you know why I bring it up? Do you know why I bring it up? Is because what Salah is doing could potentially be detrimental to what Liverpool are trying to achieve this season. Imagine if Liverpool didn't get that penalty and they didn't score today. Because remember, before Fulham equalized, Salah had Mane totally free, but he went on the one-on-one and tried to score, and then he lost the ball. And so, wait a minute, this guy was free, could be 2-0. So what if Fulham had equalized and Liverpool didn't get the winning goal? Then what?
If that hypothetical scenario.
Just to add to HH's point as well, but we haven't been winning all the games. If we had been winning all the games, then we would have been comfortably on top of the table. Because we haven't been winning all of the games, and literally Mane has passed to Salah, and the draws that we have got, Salah had got so many one-on-ones, he still missed one-on-ones, and he's also not contributing as a playmaker. That's why you're giving Salah so much time. Because Salah's performance can basically cost us the title. So that is the reason why you're giving Salah so much time.
So just to end the point, see, my thing is this: is that people say why am I always focusing on Salah and everything, and this is the point I always bring up. When people, because I didn't do this, but the streets and the media did this, that they put Salah in the same conversation as Messi and Cristiano based on his goals. And I was like, wait a minute, Messi and Cristiano have been doing this for seasons. You only did this for one season. How are we now mentioning Salah in the same breath as what Messi and Cristiano have been doing?
In that sense, I agree.
So my thing is that based on the media and people propping him up so high after only one season, I was like, okay, then I'm now going to set the benchmark high for you. Because Messi and Cristiano have set the benchmark high and they consistently do what they do. Cristiano is always going to get that goal. Messi is always going to give that bloody amazing all-round performance as he did today as well. But for your homeboy Salah, if you want him to be put as one of the best, you can't have it both ways. Either he's a tier 3 pretty good player, which means that okay, I will back up and say it happens, or he's really a tier 2, tier 1 player, and that means now, man, you've got to show up in every single game. Because if you're that upper tier 2 and tier 1, that means your benchmark is high. That means the critique I have of you is even much harsher. And that's just how it is. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. So Milan derby. Now, the Milan derby was exciting. The quality was poor. Poor quality for ball. Look, back in the day, this fixture used to have flipping Seedorf, Rui Costa, Cordoba, Ivan Zamorano, Ronaldo. It had some of the best players in the world. Now it has Musacchio and A1 easy. Don't and it just has some dudes who like literally guys from the road. A few good players, but a lot of guys from the road. The quality was poor quality football, but it was still a very exciting game. But so sort of in a bigger way, do you guys still believe that the Milan derby can house some of the best players in the world in the future? Let me start with A1.
I'm seeing what Milan are doing. They're trying to like get players and whatnot and trying to build up. So I can see what they're trying to do. And same thing Inter as well. They were trying to build. But
can this Milan derby have the best, basically like the El Clasico? Can the Milan derby in the field have the best players in the world play in this fixture?
I find it difficult. I don't think it will be the same, man. In my opinion, I personally feel it's not going to be the same. But I see they're trying, but I don't really see it being like that, man. Because I saw on one stat how Bakayoko was the man of the match today.
Come on, A1, don't be rude, man.
No, I'm just saying.
Juju man's quiet.
On the Milan derby, I didn't watch it, but I saw the result. I was kind of shocked because I was expecting Milan to win because Inter, they have been going through a bit of a bad patch. They got knocked out of the Europa League, recently as well. So I thought it would be a Milan thing. I saw loads of like Milan fans. They felt confident and whatnot, and yeah, they lost. It's without Icardi as well, which was even more surprising as well. But yeah, to be honest, Milan, like I said back in the day when I used to watch the Milan derbies and whatnot, and the players, I don't really see it being the same, man. That's just my opinion.
All right, they're here.
I think maybe in 2-3 years' time, maybe maybe the derby will have greater players. I mean, it depends on where both projects lead to. But I saw the game and I was really impressed with Inter's reaction because they did lose to Frankfurt on Thursday and they went out of the Europa League. AC Milan for me were favourites in this game. Going into this game, Bakayoko played really well, and I don't think it's going to affect AC Milan that much because they still played really well. And the penalty was maybe touch and go. It could have been given, maybe it couldn't have been given, but
Yeah.
I thought
The referee did the splits before he gave
yeah,
the penalty.
I saw it. It was really funny. Yeah, it was funny. But I think AC Milan are in a good place despite this defeat. I don't. Think
But do you think they will house the best players in the world in a few years?
in
The
give
Milan
it
derby.
yes, give it 2-3 seasons. I think
Whoa!
AC Milan will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think give it 2-3 years. Yeah.
Okay, all right, Daniel.
Yeah.
Milan derby. Do you think that this derby will have the best players in the world in a few years' time, or no?
Hopefully.
No. Yes or no? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Because Pjanic, Lucas, what's his name? That the AC Milan that
Pjanic?
I think you meant Piontek.
Piotic. What's his name? Lucas Paqueta. He's like they AC Milan have bought some quality players. So like I think they'll have quality. We'll have one of the best players in the world.
All right. Forward. Milan derby. Do you think that this derby, this fixture, can have some of the best players in the world in the next few years?
Look, before they can even look at that, look at getting to that point, they need to break the monopoly that Juventus have at the top of the table. Let's not forget, Juventus are on course for a decade. Yes, a decade of league titles in a row.
That's Juve.
So before they even get to that point of before they get to that level, they need to like get away from where they are right now. Let's be real, like right now, one of the best players is a Chelsea castaway in Bakayoko. So for the likes of AC Milan and Inter get to that level, they need to do a lot of work. So I don't see it happening for at least 5-10 years. Yeah, go for it.
That's too far.
No, can I say something? I think what it is, it's the quality of managers that need to come in for both teams for it. So, if, for example, if AC Milan get Conte, for example, and Mourinho goes to Inter, that already, I think that adds something, and obviously that will maybe attract more players.
Yeah, I think Inter have more need for that.
Okay. Let's move on. Hazem.
Yeah, man, this was a tough game, man. We were coming in as favorites, and obviously Inter got the win. It was a pretty balanced game, but I would say Gattuso went in with the wrong approach. Yeah, man, but the best players were Bakayoko and Romagnoli, and I think as for where this team can go, I think it's still looking good for us. Because Inter have really tough fixtures coming, and we can still come third. But as for the derby, where can I have the best player in the world? Yeah, definitely. Next couple of years, I mean, we have Piontek, Paqueta, Romagnoli. I mean, Materazzi said that Romagnoli is top 3 defenders in the world right now, which I would kind of agree with. And
guys, quick, shut the hell up. Let's don't be rude. Let's Hazem finish. Hazem, finish your points, guys. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, man. So we have many talents and who can really become world class in next years. And obviously, if we go back to the Champions League, like it'll be really hard for players.
That as well.
It'll be really hard for players to refuse us. And we're going in the Brazilian market, so and we have really good links there. So if we get players like Everton. They could really develop into world-class players in the next few years. As for Inter, honestly, fuck them. I don't really care. But
language. Kids listen to this.
Yeah, sorry guys, but yeah, I don't care if Inter come back. But yeah, Milan, I think so.
Just as a side note, Roma lost this weekend, so it wasn't too bad of a defeat.
Yeah,
Roma,
so we're still on track to get Champions League, which is the
Roma are trash, by the way. So I don't know whether you got the memo.
Yeah, so as long as we get Champions League, yes.
All right, Jujuman.
First, I mean, the two Milan teams. I haven't watched the Milan derby in a couple of years, and I don't plan to watch anytime soon because I see these teams as transition teams where players stay for a while before they go to a top club. As for Syria, the clubs have to improve in attracting good. I mean, they have to go to Italy's best players. That's the way, because financially they cannot compete with other clubs like City and PSG. And I mean, it's improvement. It might take a while, but the clubs are improving. I mean, and they're improving because at least they can make Europa League. And the other thing,
days. Come on, man. Come
it's
on.
true. Like, I mean, it's true. I think Milan were eliminated by Olympiacos in the group
Half our
stages.
squad injured. With half our squad injured.
They're still
They're
eliminated.
top four,
All right, all right,
man.
okay, all right. And the other thing with Milan is they. I think they both clubs are they're making good progress.
No.
And
Okay,
that's
okay.
it.
So how many do you think that we'll ever have a situation where the Milan derby has the best players in the world playing in the Milan derby?
No, I don't think Italy, Serie A will be top league ever again. And it will take I don't, maybe not in our lifetime, because it's like
Whoa, easy. Come on.
wait, because
what?
No, because what's it called? Like the oil money is investing heavily in EPL. Like they can't compete financially unless they discover some mineral or Italy become wealthy overnight. I don't know. It's not going to happen.
Okay, all right. Rahimski.
I think if the Milan teams can keep players like Lautaro Martinez and Piontek while adding to amazing young talent, I think it's inevitable because both those players are quality and they don't get as much appreciation as they should. I think with Milan, it'll be a faster process because it seems like they have more of the pieces already there. Whereas with Inter, they only have like one or two young, promising players. Like Inter's squad is a lot older, from what I can tell. So I think with the AC Milan, they're a little bit ahead of Inter in that regard. But yes, I do see that happening one day.
All right, Red.
They just need to build their brand up. They just have to make themselves more of a desirable location for talents to come and shine. Like once they become more consistent in the Champions League and they get Champions League football, I think they'll start attracting better players. And just want to say, both Spalletti and Gattuso ain't it. Like they're just not. They need better managers. Like if Conte and Mourinho are available, like they should really be jumping on to sign both those managers. And I think over the years we're gonna possibly see Milan derby is going to be a more classic game in the year that we're going to look forward to. They just need to continue doing what they're doing right now, and hopefully in a couple of years, maybe 5, 6. I said 10 before, but I'll reduce it to 5.
Okay, Saswa.
Yeah, I did not watch the derby game, but I did see the highlights. But to answer your question, I mean, it's just basically kind of a lottery. If they fall into a huge pile of money, then it's obviously it will be very good for them. Milan are obviously going in the right track. They have new owners and they are buying players. But it's also a thing to retain your best players. When your best players are in form, there will always be better teams who are looking for scouts for your players. So if they retain their players, which in this today's market is very, very difficult. Loyalty is out of the question. Loyalty is too overrated in today's market. Loyalty is too overrated. So it's basically, I think I don't know for Inter. Inter is a very slip and slide situation right now. Based on the derby, playing the best players in that derby, to answer your question, I think it's gonna take 10-15 years. I mean, it's harsh, but I
10,
think
15 years.
Yeah. For the best players, here's the thing, for the best players to play for AC Milan and Inter.
That's a decade.
Yeah, that's a decade. That's more than a decade. That's more than a decade. Because here's the thing, for the best players to play on both teams, that means that both of the teams have to be competing as favorites in the Champions League. They have to be competing as favorites in the Champions League. As favorites, that means that means that they have to be reaching at least the semi-finals on a regular basis, which I think is not going to take less than 10 years.
Okay, I mean, but then my response to that is those losers, PSG. So they've not sniffed a semi like 5-6 years. But speaking of PSG, let us segue into the Champions League. So, guys, the Champions League quarterfinal draw has been made. Just reiterating what I said is like I don't think that I can predict every game, and all of us know because we're very knowledgeable about the game. All of us know who we think should win. Doesn't mean surprises can't happen, but there isn't a game in which, oh my gosh, 50-50, we don't know who can win. There is a strong favorite in each of these matches. So let's start with Liverpool FC Porto. Foregone conclusion, A1.
I think it's Liverpool, man. Liverpool going through. I can see Mane doing a madness again. You know, another hat trick. I can see that happening, especially with the Porto. You know, I do feel they've improved slightly, but Liverpool. I'm picking Liverpool all the way.
Okay. Dahir.
Yeah, it's more than a foregone conclusion. In fact, it's the best
Whoa,
tournament.
easy. Have some
No,
respect for FC
no, no.
for Portugal.
Listen,
They played second leg in Portugal.
I wanted to respect Porto, but there's no point. I think we're way too good for them. They haven't been tested in the Champions League. They've had an easy group. They played a declining Roma side, whilst we played PSG, Napoli, Bayern Munich, and I think in the first leg we can easily win 3 or 4-0, and in the second leg it'll probably be a draw at worst. I don't think they're beating us over 2 legs.
Okay, Daniel.
I'm not gonna underestimate Porto because they'll want revenge for what happened at their ground. So it's gonna be much harder than the last time.
But are your boys going through? Yes or no?
I don't know.
We're definitely going
forward.
What the
hell? Liverpool are clear favourites, man. I don't know why Liverpool fans in here are pretending to be all like.
Because
it's
just Daniel, not us.
Let's talk. Liverpool are going free, man. Like the only question about it is if Salah turns up, it's going to be a whitewash. If he doesn't turn up, it's going to be still a very convincing win over 2 legs. So.
It's going to be Mane.
No doubt about it. Look, obviously, we know Mane turns up.
It's all about Sadio, man. It's all about Sadio.
We know what Mane's going to do.
Sadio is Nigerian, by the way. Just wanted to
easy.
Oh, yeah,
easy, guys. Relax, man. Have them talk.
No, Mane.
Don't take debates. He's Nigerian. Don't take debates. Have them talk.
Shameless, man.
Yeah, man. I think many people are putting they're not respecting Porto enough. And I think this Porto better for Champions League than Porto last season. They have some experienced players. Pepe, of course, Hector Herrera. And obviously, I think.
I mean, just to quickly touch on.
Wait. Hasn't finished your point. Finish your point.
And I think the physical presence of Marega can cause some problems in the Liverpool defense.
So do you think Porto can knock out Liverpool then? That's what you're saying.
I don't think they can knock them out, but I think it's not gonna be as easy as people say. And I think the second leg being at Porto is a disadvantage for Liverpool. And I think they'll attempt to make the comeback, but Salah will come through again and prove the haters wrong.
Okay. Okay. Here, you wanted to say something briefly. Keep it brief.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that Hector Herrera and Pepe apparently will be suspended for the first leg.
I know Herrera's out. I don't know about the other dude.
Pepe's also.
Pepe. Okay, cool. All right.
Man.
Yeah, all right, Juju, man.
So this game is a foregone conclusion. There's no point of watching it. If you're not a Liverpool fan, there's no point of watching the game. So because I'm expecting the tie will be over because Porto don't stand a chance, and that's it. I think the game is. There's no point to this game.
Oh, okay. That's a bit harsh to Portuguese people, but Rahimski, red.
Yeah, thank you, FIFA, for making it just the semifinal save us time because this is for it's done. Like Liverpool are gonna thrash Porto. Like it's not even like I wanted to ride with Porto because of Pepe, Militao, and Casillas, but it's not gonna happen. Like Liverpool are gonna be too much for Porto. It's probably not gonna be like a double digit like Schalke, but probably like 5-0, like probably on aggregate.
All right, Saswat.
Yeah, as last season, I mean, we beat them at their crib at 5-0 over. So it's not going to be that embarrassing this time, but it's going to be too easy for us because, as they mentioned, Pepe is going to miss the first leg. So it's going to be easy for us. Yeah, I mean, it's as Juju man said. It's if you're not a Liverpool fan, then no need to watch this game because we are going to blitz past them.
All right. So someone, I think I can hear a TV or something in the background. Please turn off any TVs or noise in the background, or else I'll have to mute you. All right, let's look at Man City, Tottenham. In my view, again, we all know that City are going to be too strong. Now, who here believes that the golden boy, the blonde hero, Harry Kane, can somehow cause an upset over 2 legs? Do you think Tottenham have a chance of causing an upset? A1. Let's start with A1.
They've got a chance, but I don't think they will. They won't. I don't think they won't.
So what do you think that Tottenham need to do in order to beat Man City over 2 legs?
I don't know, but I got a feeling Poch might figure something out, so they maybe win the first leg. But I could just see Pep just going all out and overcoming. But I see Tottenham giving Man City problems.
Okay, they're here.
I think it's going to be a very close tie. Obviously, both Man City and Spurs are familiar with each other, and I think Spurs have a chance, but Man City will have gained experience, from previous seasons. They've got more experience than Spurs.
And also there's the inferiority complex that Tottenham have over City.
And not to mention, they also play in the Premier League a few days after the second leg, so it could be ugly.
Yeah. All right, Daniel.
Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be tough. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a tough one because what's their name? Spurs. They're gonna be moving into their new stadium soon. So they're gonna play Man City in their new stadium. So they wouldn't want to lose a game against Man City in their new stadium. So I think it's gonna be tougher than everybody thinks.
All right, forward.
I mean, this is a difficult one to predict because, on the one hand, I feel like
it's not difficult to predict. Come on.
See, look, logic would say that Man City they've always dominated Tottenham in recent years. But for me, I just look on the other side and I feel like if there's going to be one upset, because there always is an upset in a quarterfinal tie, it seems like it would be this one, right? Because Man City's midfield again is not always sat well with me in Europe. We've seen them be exposed by the likes of Lyon, Liverpool, Monaco in recent years. So I just feel like a team like Tottenham, where the energy that they press at, it could cause them issues. But having said that, they've always been able to negate that in the Premier League game. So, and also Tottenham's midfield, it's not like they got Dembele in there, or even when Eriksen drops deep, they always still lack that little bit of something to get to like the end result. So I just feel like with Tottenham, it's hard to really trust them in a game as big as this over 2 legs against Man City. So, especially given the form of the likes of Bernardo Silva, Aguero, Raheem Sterling, it's difficult to pick against City. So I think it's going to be tight, maybe even extra time possibly, but I thought Man City would just about edge it.
All right. Hazard.
Yeah, man, I agree that I think City will edge it, but I think how Tottenham can beat City or cause them problems is same way they did in the first leg against Dortmund. Maybe start Sissoko and Maneyama to add that physicality to really be able to interrupt the midfield. And I think, obviously Pochettino's high line and congested midfield, I think he'll be able to block the passing lanes of Pep, and it may frustrate City to a point, but I think eventually City will be able to break through. Also, Tottenham should field the same kind of lineup as they did versus Dortmund with the high line 3-5-3.
High line.
Yeah, high line.
Oh, Tottenham with a high line.
Yeah, man, they played with a very high line versus Dortmund.
That's big trouble for.
Yeah, but I think if they're able to do it properly and get back quickly, then they may be able to cause problems. And with Son and Lucas going together with Eriksen behind them, I think that can cause a lot of problems.
No, but Lucas hasn't really been playing recently. Just mainly been Son and Kane.
But he played well versus Dortmund. So
Azam, are you saying Tottenham can win then?
Tottenham will cause problems, but Man City edging it.
All right, Juju man.
I'm going with Tottenham for this game. I'm not trying to be like opposite, but
Why?
Because I'm looking at the number of goals City are conceding, and that's a big problem. And every team is targeting Zinchenko on that side, and it's a major concern. And they're still conceding goals. And if anyone mentions the 7-0 against Schalke, I mean Schalke are 15th in the Bundesliga. That's I don't need to explain more. And the other thing with Tottenham, after scoring five past, this is a team that almost eliminated Juventus last year, and scored 5 against. They came out of that group with Barcelona and Inter Milan. I know Inter Milan is an average team, but they still did well. And this team has the momentum, scoring 5 against Dortmund. I know Dortmund is a decline, but the energy that has to be positivity. So and plus the new stadium, as Daniel mentioned, this should be. I don't think City will make it this time because this team I think Tottenham are the dark horses for this Champions League.
Okay, Rahimski. Red.
No, sorry, AJ.
Okay, sorry, Rahimski, go.
I think Guardiola got really lucky because his obvious flaw is away in Europe, and facing your league rivals, like not necessarily away from Europe. So I think City will win.
All right, Red.
I trust Tottenham more in the Champions League, so I think Spurs would win it because Spurs have actually faced big teams and they faced tough teams. And also I feel like they could prioritize the Champions League over the league. Maybe like more so than City, because City are gonna have to be more focused on the league because they're like fighting for the actual trophy.
Yeah.
So I feel like Spurs might have more time on their hands. So
No, Spurs
I
are
don't.
for top 4, man.
True.
Yeah. But think about it. A1. Would you rather have a good run in the Champions League or top 4 in the Premier League? I think for Spurs, they just need a trophy.
Well, with Spurs' thing, they're not winning the Champions League.
Well, I just think Pochettino, if this is Pochettino's last season at Spurs, I think he would want to end it on a high note. They're already out of every other competition. This is the only competition where they could, realistically speaking, they could actually win it. Like they have a chance as much as.
Look,
a little bit of luck.
For me, I mean, I would say that even if it's a low chance, I would still say that they have a better chance of winning the Champions League than the Premier League.
Exactly. So
I
think
both a low chance. What? A low chance, but still.
No.
But HH, if you're Pochettino right now, what would you think about it? If it's your last season, if Pochettino is actually moving on,
100%. I go all in. No, screw top 4. I go all in for the Champions
League. Exactly, and that's how I'm seeing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs somehow pull an upset because the quality gap is there. Sorry, go ahead, A1. Sorry.
No, but you need to remember, like, cool, if they beat City, but there's still other teams in the competition that can beat Tottenham.
No, wait.
And one thing as well, you look at Tottenham's like recent form as well, like. Apart from the draw against us, they've lost their games, the last couple games. They've lost it.
Yeah,
but if Aubameyang scored that, that would have been like what 5 losses.
Yeah, they're on a bad run. Yeah.
No, wait, and you're missing. Look, you're missing.
The match is
you're
like a
missing.
month from now, so like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, like a different story.
And the thing is, not just that as well. It's like Tottenham, their squad is kind of fit now. They're getting players back, and they're still not playing well. Like came back. Son was playing good. Now Kane's back. Son isn't playing good.
I agree.
Wait. That's one point.
Let me just go. Okay, Judgment very briefly, then I'll go to Sassuolo's first point.
Look, I think everyone's forgetting to mention that. I mean, Tottenham have gone to the Camp Nou and they have had a draw. I don't think any other team has done that. And the other thing with City,
Messi wasn't playing that day,
but still, it's still a draw. I've watched Man City, the Champions League, like majority of the Champions League, apart from the Shakhtar Donetsk game away. This Pep away record thing. Pep has an awful away record. I don't think any away game he has won comfortably. Every single away game he has struggled, and high chance he's going to lose that game in Spurs. I'm not sure if Tottenham win that game. I'm not sure if City can come back and blitz them.
They will.
Because I watched against Lyon and they were awful. Lyon should have won that because they missed so many chances.
Okay. Sassuolo.
Yeah, I think Bryson made the exact point that I was trying to say. I think this is very transparent. I think Man City are gonna win it easily. I think, and also Francis Porto would have been a little bit more.
Sassuolo. I think you need to fix your mic. Your sound is a bit off. You need to come closer to the mic.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, well,
can you hear me?
Better. Yeah.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is Porto would be a little bit more challenging to Pep than as compared to Tottenham because Pep is kind of iffy when he plays teams apart from teams that are not from Premier League. He has figured out all the teams from Premier League apart from kind of like Liverpool. He still has figured out Liverpool, but still he gets exposed under the issues. But whenever he faces any forget elite teams, when he faces a good team that is not from England, then he always gets exposed. That happened against Lyon. That also happened against Porto last season. And so I think Porto would have been a little bit more challenging. But this against Tottenham, he has totally figured out the ins and outs of Tottenham. So it's going to be a very easy win for Man City.
All right. I wanna now look at United against Barcelona. So Ole is no longer at the wheel. I think he's crashed the car and he's in a ditch now. So I still feel that this is still a dangerous game for Barcelona. They should win, 100% they should win, but if they underestimate them now, Barcelona are not like those pieces of crap losers called PSG, who will soon be having a wing built for them in the Brick Academy. They're not those losers. But at the same time, I still think that for Barcelona they should be wary. Although second leg is at the Camp Nou, so whatever happens at Old Trafford, Barcelona will take care of business at the Camp Nou. But do you feel that there is a potential for a shock if United have their full team? A1.
This United team, I can feel something dodgy happening, and if they go through, I won't be surprised in it because it's something dodgy, not because of outplaying them, but I don't know why this team's dodgy in it. But
So you think that United can cause another miracle?
They can cause upset if
Barcelona... 2 back-to-back quarterfinal exits from Barcelona. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Like, if that happens, I won't be surprised. But at the same time, this should be easy for Barcelona, man. It should be easy. It should go through. It should be easy.
Dahir.
Yeah. This one should be a cruise for Barcelona. Let's remember the fact that Manchester United were lucky to go through against PSG. In the second leg, they were literally not playing that well. They profited from 2 mistakes and a last-minute penalty decision, which was decided. Whether it was controversial, I think. Also, when Pogba doesn't play well, Manchester United don't play well. It's clear to see they struggle in midfield. I mean, they've lost back-to-back games now. It's the first time that they have done that since Solskjaer took over. So I don't. With the second leg being at Camp Nou, I don't see any way Barcelona mess this tie up, even if they lose at Old Trafford. But I don't think they will.
Okay. Daniel.
Yeah, I think Barcelona will go through, but they still have to be wary because Manchester United. I think Pogba is gonna enjoy playing in the new.
Yes, for sure. That is key. That is key. Labille, his name is Labille. Relax, Daniel. Finish your points, man.
So it's still they're gonna have to be careful.
But you still say Barca will go through?
Yeah, I still think Barca will go through.
Forward.
Oh, this is an interesting time. Now, the thing for me is the thing for me is like United they play pretty shit football. If I'm being honest, their press is awful against some of the top teams. Although they've got results, they just don't look like a top level team. However, they have the ingredients to really cause Barcelona a lot of issues. They have the best performing attacking midfielder in the world in Pogba right now, who's absolutely amazing. If you think of his long range passing towards Rashford on the breakaway, I can just see that catching out the likes of PK and Longley. So I feel more so at the Camp Nou. I think at home they're gonna get annihilated. I think Barcelona are gonna destroy them, but I think it actually works in their favor playing away second leg because of the away goal rule and the fact that they can just sit deep, not really have to focus about pleasing their home crowd, and then just hit them on a counter.
Always get that ass at the Camp Nou, bro. So
that's exactly why I'm picking Barcelona. Even though I think United will cause problems at the Nou Camp, but maybe even win that match at the Nou Camp. The scoreline at least I think it's still gonna go out just because of how bad they're gonna lose the first leg at Old Trafford. So yeah, I got Barcelona going through.
Hazem?
Yeah, man. Second leg at Camp Nou, it's like almost always Barcelona get it, and it's really tough to go there in the second leg. But I think for this tie, I think Barcelona will win both legs.
Eesh.
And I think, unlike PSG, I think Barcelona are solid all over the pitch. Even their defense is much better. I think they've got the best defense in Europe since December, along with Milan. So yeah, I think Barcelona overall their midfield is gonna outclass United over both legs, and likes of Arthur, likes of Busquets, and yeah, I think they're gonna take it to United. United are gonna sit a bit deeper and try and go on the counter. I think, but yeah, I see Messi again being the difference maker this time. Yeah. So
also,
Barcelona
I think Valverde can rotate because La Liga is already secured.
Yeah, exactly. That's another point. So I see Barcelona going through convincingly.
All right, and Jujuman.
Barcelona were lucky. They faced the easiest team in the
Jujuman,
round.
have some respect.
And I mean, and what's it called? For a team that had 0 shots on target in the second half against PSG, this is the easiest time. Barcelona should play their B team. They shouldn't waste time because this is
shut the hell up.
Seriously, because it's like there's no, United are not that good. They're not that good, and I'm expecting Barcelona to win by five goals in both legs. 5 goals in both legs.
All right, Raibski, please talk.
You know, as the La Liga correspondent here, it saddens me to see a quarterfinals level team be the only one remaining, holding the mantle for my league. but I think Barcelona can break that quarterfinals curse because they got the luckiest draw in the competition.
Yep.
Somehow Valverde gets a shittier manager than himself.
Stop hating.
I don't even know how he managed that. And on top of that, the way United play, it's the jammiest football. It's disgusting to watch, actually.
So you don't give United any kind of hope that they can cause another miracle. Miracles exist. Miracles do exist.
The problem with miracles, HH, is that you need the ball at your feet to actually do something. They're not gonna get the ball. Easy.
One shot on target.
Juju man, quiet man. Ryan Ramsky.
Easy Barcelona win. They're not gonna get the ball. Simple.
All right. Red.
Okay. At first, when I got I was thinking maybe Lukaku could do a miracle because no, hear me out, guys. I'll give you an example. Last year, Dzeko gave that Barcelona defense a hard time because he's a big body, like he's a big striker that really can like Piqué had to drag him to the ground by his arm, and he gave him a penalty. So I thought Lukaku could cause much trouble, but Pogba was singing really loud after the World Cup about stopping Leo Messi. So Leo Messi is going to have a field day in this one. He's going to get his revenge after the French World Cup or France-Argentina. He's going to probably score a hat trick. I think Barca are going to blitz probably 3-1. But they're going to really go bad. I thought maybe United can get a goal, but there's no chance. I don't think United's going through.
All right. Saswat.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, Jujuman and Ramsey said the exact thing that I want to say. I mean, Barcelona got the easiest draw for. I don't think it's just facing the hands, especially then being on the second leg as well. But I don't think even if that was different, I don't think anyone made a difference because Manchester United are so easy in their play and if you see the whole Wolves game, I mean, literally every attacker from Wolves game. Also, Manchester United were playing the first. Literally every attacker from the Wolves team were literally dribbling past 4 players. So, do you think this defense is going to stop Barcelona's attack? I mean, I'm expecting double figures in this game easily. Double figures in this game easily. They're going to score 5 goals in the home leg. They're going to score like 5 goals in the away leg as well. It's going to be hilarious to me.
Okay. Prospects. Now, Atletico Madrid decided to be a bunch of complete and utter pathetic losers. You know what? Let me be real. Simeone, you know what? Like, don't show your face in this competition again. I mean, what you can't hold a 2-0 lead. you can't hold a 2-0 lead. Really? I mean, so I don't want those guys back in the Champions League ever again. You're a bunch of losers and you flopped in 2 finals. So again, don't waste my time ever again. He's still here. Cristiano is still here in this competition. You know, we all love him. You know, he's a lovely guy, and everybody wants Ajax to win this competition because they are football. They are the youth. They are the prospects. They are the cool guys. So this is like good versus evil. You know, the angel versus the devil. Can the prospects do it? That's what I want to know. A1, try and devise a way. Give me some hope. How can the prospects knock out my good friend Cristiano?
The way I see it is if Juventus actually try to play football and leave space in behind. I think the way Ajax played with their quick movement and quick transition, they'll be able to do that. Plus, at the same time as well, even if Juventus, you know, sit back in that part of the bus, it could be annoying because Ronaldo, he seems to like to attack more. And there's been some games I've seen, even though Juventus have won.
Look, A1, who's winning this bloody match, man? Tell me who's winning this bloody match, man.
Juventus, man. Juventus.
Why? Wait. Why? Based on what?
I can just see him just through I would say experience, but they don't tell Madrid. But just Juventus winning the Juventus way, like Italian way, where they'll sit back, they'll park the bus and get that one goal, whatever, and just wait for Ajax to try and break them down.
So okay, so basically you're saying that Cristiano is now going to be one step closer to a final. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I mean, thanks, A1. Next time, I remember, I'll think twice before inviting you to this hangout. Here, can the prospects do it? Yes or no? Please tell me. Give me an argument as to how the prospects can knock out my good friend Cristiano, my best friend.
All right. Juventus first and foremost are clear favorites, but I think Ajax will go through. I think Ajax.
You say they're clear favorites, and then
just let him talk. Let a guy talk.
Please talk. I underestimated them against Real Madrid, and I felt that was a big mistake on my part. The reason why they can knock Juventus out is because I think they will do everything that Atletico Madrid failed to do. They will be fluid. They will take the game to Juventus over 2 legs. They will play with heart. They will play great possession football. Even if Juventus sit back and soak up the pressure, I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Ajax scoring goals.
Oh no, it will. It will.
I really think they can do it because
let me speak after.
Tadic. If you saw the game against Real Madrid, Tadic is not an original striker. He played in a false 9 role and he played to devastating effect. And I know Real Madrid are in decline, but it was still impressive the way Ajax beat them. They beat them in style. And let's not forget, Juventus are not. They're not exactly unbeatable. They've lost 3 times in the competition already.
Whoa! I'm hearing someone in the background. Please mute. If there's voice or someone there, please mute so we can hear what people are saying. They're here. Finish your point.
Yeah, just to conclude, I think it will be a closer one. I think Ajax will win the first leg 2-1, and maybe the second leg might be. Actually, they'll win the first leg 1-0, and then they'll lose the second leg 2-1 and go through an away goal.
Oh my days, madness!
So you're saying that Ajax go through on away goals?
Yes, on away goals, 100%.
Okay, all right. Daniel,
I feel like I can see Ajax. I think I can see Juve beating Ajax 2-1 and then winning 1-0 at their stadium.
Damn it! All right, thanks for that. Ford.
Look, lightning doesn't strike twice. Look, the prospects are good, but Juventus are just another level. Look, I know Italian football hasn't been great the last few years, but Juventus, with the addition of that man, they're going to bully that Ajax defense. If you look at the amount of chances they gave away, not only in the first leg, but in the second against Real Madrid, all Real Madrid needed was, again, that man to take away those chances, and they would have been going through it. But they unfortunately sold him for 100 million, and it's clearly been worth it for Juventus ever since. He's been unbeaten in the league so far, Juventus, and when he's played in the Champions League in the big games, he's always turned up. Yeah, but he didn't play in that game.
No, he still lost, man. He still plays with him.
But he didn't. I'm saying he's undefeated. He is undefeated in the league, and he showed his form in. Hey, look! Arsenal undefeated in 04, man. Have a look. Take that W, man. It's so good. It's so good. But as I was saying, look, Juventus are going to cause these guys lots of troubles from crosses, from just their general plays. Well, I feel they're going to be just too strong for them and too physical. And look, Ajax are good, but they're not knocking out Juventus, man.
So you're saying Juve to go through? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if all Italian teams go out again, but I see Juventus doing this.
Okay. All right, Hazem.
Yeah, as much as I would love Ajax to have this amazing story, I just don't see it happening. I think Ten Hag hasn't really faced the top coach until now in this competition. I mean, inexperienced Solari, Kovac is horrible. Doesn't use Lewandowski. I think Allegri is gonna really study Ten Hag, and he's not gonna make the same mistake as Madrid. He's gonna go a bit more conservative as he loves to do, which I think Ajax will find way harder to break down, because Ajax against Madrid, A1 touched on it. Against Madrid, they were finding so many spaces, and Madrid were really trying to play football. But I think the Juventus way and the Allegri way of just sitting a bit deeper and absorbing the pressure will just tire Ajax out more, and I don't think they'll be able to get through. And the key thing for Juventus is they need to continue on the second leg and don't start Dybala. Just keep Bernardeschi as that free roaming role behind the front two, because his physicality, his pace is really going to cause them harm on the break. And obviously having Ronaldo there at the end of it, it's going to kill them. So I think Juventus is going to go through a solid 2-0 win in Amsterdam, and I would say 1-0 win in Turin.
You know what? It's going to be similar to like Monaco in 15-16, when how they had their little run. So. They beat City, they beat Dortmund.
Ajax will definitely score.
No. But it's similar to that. Then obviously they came out against Juventus, where they stopped that free-flowing attacking team, and they just shut them down. And I can see Juventus doing the same thing with Ajax.
Yeah, so Juventus will shut them down, and I see them going through.
Then
Unfortunately.
you got Ronaldo. Then Ronaldo.
Okay. Jujuman.
Same. Juventus should win both legs. I mean, I know because in that Madrid game they exposed Madrid exposed the defenders, and I mean the best player Ajax were facing in that game was Vinicius, who is raw, but this time they have a good player, and just let's think about it, like Ajax are not going to end Juventus run. Like who do they think they are? So with Juventus, this should be a first straight game. It'll be. I mean, it might not be like a high scoring game, but like they'll rough, as forwards say, they'll rough them up. They'll be a bit rough with the Ajax. So I'm expecting Ajax. I mean, I'm expecting Juventus.
Okay, all right. Okay, Rahimski.
Look, the reason we lost to Ajax is because we had no Ramos. He was our most experienced defender, and we needed him. Juve have Chiellini. Chiellini alone should be enough to deal with that Ajax forward line because Ramos was able to deal with it, and a lot of you consider Chiellini to be a better defender, specifically defender, not center back, than Ramos. So I think Juve have the tool. I mean, consider this. Ajax, they're the young, flagrant team. They're like Monaco of old. But they're coming around against experienced defenders experienced players who have more to prove than they do. Ajax are just a young team. Half their players have already signed contracts to go to other teams next year. I just don't think they're going to have the bottle.
Okay. Red.
Yeah, I agree with both A1 and Rahimski. I just don't see Ajax doing it. I see them just like that Monaco team. I was actually going to give that example. It's just that because Ramos was able to handle that front line, and with both Bonucci, Chiellini, I think they're going to be too smart for those 1-2 plays that Ajax play. And then they just on the other side they have clinical players that could punish Ajax. So I think it's not going to be like an embarrassment. Ajax are going to give a good show, but Juve are going to make it out in the end.
Can I add one little point quickly, please?
Okay, quickly.
I think it's just important to say that the greatest manager in recent history, Jose Mourinho, showed exactly what you need to do to be a team like Ajax. So, an inferior Man United side. So, although I think maybe Ajax will show that they're a better footballing team, I think Juventus will just be able to get the job done using similar tactics.
Oh my
Well,
God.
and one point, Ajax faced Luka Modric, who's 34. Juventus.
Come on.
Madrid, they will run. These guys are engines. They're engines.
Wait, Juju, don't forget he's the worst Ballon d'Or of the last 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. And Juventus have engines in the midfield. These guys run like there's no tomorrow. So the player, like the Barca player, won't be walking around like he did against Madrid.
De Jong. Okay, that's what.
Yeah, I think this is the closest tie of all the ties. For Ajax to get something out of this game, I mean, because Allegri plays kind of like conservative football away from home. So they have to reduce them at least to 1 or max to 1. If they do that, they should do all the things that Simeone didn't do. Basically, go for them. Attack is the best form of defense, and we have seen throughout the season whether Cristiano scores or doesn't score, Juventus as a team have got exposed a lot whenever an attacking team faces them. So if Ajax be on their best and as an attacking team, then I think they can get something in this time.
Okay. So but who goes through, Ajax or Juve?
I am picking Juventus because of Cristiano, but this is very close.
Oh, fucking Cristiano. Okay. Europa League. So again, very briefly, I think that this is, well, there are the 2 ties around. So let's just pick this one. So Villarreal, Valencia. A1, who goes through? Villarreal, Valencia.
Valencia. Villarreal, they're not really doing good in La Liga as well. Valencia.
I mean, Villarreal have your boy Samuel Chukwueze and they have your old boy Santi Cazorla as well. So you still saying Valencia?
Oh, Valencia, man. They're going through, man. Valencia going through for that.
They're here.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Valencia. I think Villarreal are struggling in the league. And Valencia have had a good cup run. They're already in the Copa del Rey final as well.
Okay. Daniel? Yeah? Villarreal or Valencia, bro?
Valencia.
All right. Forward.
I think there comes a point in time every now and then when a star re-emerges in football. And I think Samuel Chukwueze is going to show that and display that in these 2 legs. So I'm gonna go with Villarreal.
There we go. Thank you, man. Thank you. Sorry, Samuel Chukwueze and Mane, man. The double team. How's it?
I mean, Villarreal have been in great form. They won their last 4 games, but I think Valencia. I don't know. I think they'll manage to pull through, especially at home. They have the ability to play well in Europa. So yeah, Valencia.
Juju, man.
I think this game is an audition for Chukwueze. I'm hearing Bayern want him, so he should just play this game. I mean, I expect Valencia because everyone that watches La Liga says Valencia, but I think for Villarreal, Chukwueze should just advertise himself. He's too good for this club.
There you go. Thank you for your kind words there, sir. Thank you. Okay. We need all the help we can get. Rahimski. Red.
Yo, man.
Okay,
Ramsky. I think Europa League might actually even be more exciting than the Champions League. I'm gonna go Villarreal because they have that flair. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Red.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Valencia. It's just they're just playing better like a team, just from what I've seen this season. Chukwueze, I do agree with you today. Like this weekend, he balled. But I just don't think he's going to be just enough. I think it's going to be close, but I'll say Valencia, probably a 3-1.
Saswa. Oh my, your mic is going crazy, bro. Your mic is going crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so can you hear me? So basically, Valencia have been
Yo, man, Saswa, I can hardly hear you. You're in Iraq, bro. It sounds like if you're in Baghdad.
Okay, let me fix my mic. Okay, I'll get back to you.
Okay, just fix it and get back to us. Okay, again, very, very briefly, just keep it one word. Benfica or Frankfurt? A1, Benfica or Frankfurt?
Frankfurt. I can see them doing well because like they're in very, very good form. They've got the best like front three in Europe at the moment. Oh, not best, but one of the best. My bad. One of the best front three in Europe as well. And Jovic, he's on fire as well. So yeah, they're going through Frankfurt.
They're here.
I'm gonna pick Frankfurt. Jovic and Hala are having a great season.
All right, Daniel. What? Daniel, Frankfurt or bloody Benfica?
Benfica.
Okay, forward.
Yeah, Frankfurt. I got Frankfurt on this. The front three, the front four. Basically, the front two for me, Haller and Jovic, they've been amazing. So I'm gonna go with them.
Hazem.
Yeah, I'm going with Frankfurt. Haller and Jovic playing really well this season, and obviously Benfica are top of the league and also playing some. But I see Frankfurt edging it with Jovic, and obviously they beat Inter. So yeah, Frankfurt.
Jujuman.
I'm also going with Frankfurt. I know this is Kadim's team. Like Kadim loves Frankfurt, but I'm going with them because they beat the way they beat Inter Milan. It's
and also they are also JJ Okocha's old team as well. So
yeah, and so I'm going with Frankfurt.
All right, Rahimski. Red.
Yeah, Frankfurt. I don't know too much about both teams. I know about Jovic. I'm gonna trust him, see how he does, and yeah, that's just about it. Frankfurt.
I'm rolling with Frankfurt as well, 100%. Guys, now this is the big one. Now let me just start off with this. When this fixture was announced, everyone said Arsenal are screwed. They're out. Oh my gosh, it's all over for Arsenal. They had the worst draw. And I seem to be the only one that says that over 2 legs, I think Arsenal beat Napoli. And I just feel that, yes, defensively, Arsenal can be shaky, and Napoli will definitely try to exploit that defense. And it is going to be problematic with Milik, Mertens, and Insigne. That is going to be an issue. But I just feel that Arsenal's attack, what they can do, and how they break. And also remember, this is Homeboy's competition. This is Emery's competition. I just feel and also, it's the second leg of the Emirates.
No.
So see, that's the issue. That is the issue. Like, Napoli are amazing at Naples. I don't know how professional Arsenal can be going into Naples based on what happens at the Emirates. But I just still feel that even if second leg is at the Naples, I see Arsenal doing it through away goals. Maybe 3-3, and they go through on away goals. I feel so. A1 Arsenal, Napoli.
I'm going for Arsenal. I'm confident we're gonna beat Napoli, man.
How do you think you'll navigate past the very dangerous front three and Koulibaly in defense?
Because cool defense. I don't think their back line is really that settled because I've still noticed that they rotate quite a lot. So I'm sure Koulibaly could be back, but at the same time, if they start someone like Mario Rui, who's their left back, instead of Gulan, we've got a chance because he's not really that good. And obviously, it's their attack that scares me, but I can see Arsenal doing it over 2 legs, man.
Right.
Getting the win. I can see us getting the win at the Emirates, then getting a draw in Napoli.
Okay. They're here.
Yeah, I think this is a very fascinating tie. I think it's as 50-50 as it can get. But I think Arsenal will benefit from the fact that they're at home in the first leg this time. And I think overall, I'm going to pick Arsenal.
Wait. But how so? Why would you say it's a benefit having the home leg in the first leg?
Yeah, because as you've seen in the last few rounds, they've lost the first leg. Obviously, Napoli are a different beast compared to Barté and Rennes, but Napoli also nearly came close to being knocked out by Salzburg in the previous round.
I forgot about that.
That they were given a huge scare, and Salzburg are a good team as well.
But can I add?
Wait. Let the hay finish your point.
Yeah, I think overall Arsenal can go through, but it's going to be very, very close.
All right. So who are you saying, Arsenal or Napoli?
Arsenal.
Forward.
For me, I think this is going to be the most entertaining European tie of all the competitions. I feel like this time around, I think it's going to actually suit Arsenal playing at home first because I feel like they're dominant at home. I think Napoli travel quite badly away from home. And I thought if Arsenal, let's say, get a 1 or 2 goal lead going into the second leg, they've actually shown in recent weeks that they've been more defensively astute under Emery. I think defensively they were very impressive against Tottenham, other than Mustafi giving away the penalty, and also against Chelsea in recent weeks as well. So I feel like if they can go to Naples and keep it tight, and to be honest, just not start Mustafi because he's an absolute liability, but they just don't start Mustafi. And they got a chance in there. Again, Xhaka's been looking really good in recent weeks. Aubameyang's in good goal scoring form. You've obviously got Welby, the Nigerian prince. So you've always got a chance of a player like that with someone of his caliber, of his echelon in that team. You've always got a chance of winning games. So I got Arsenal to go through and to knock out yet another Italian team out of Europe. But yeah,
it is Emery's competition as well.
Yeah. All right. Hazem.
But don't count out Don Carlo.
Right. Hazem.
I love Ford's obsession with Italian teams, but yeah, it's all just to comment on the second leg, the Salzburg game. Both Napoli's center backs were out, so that was kind of a big reason. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a really close tie. It's gonna be Arsenal gonna come close. But I think the key thing is that the second leg is in the San Paolo, which is gonna really benefit Napoli, and I think it's gonna be tough to get past Koulibaly. Napoli. I hope my boy Milik shows up. I think he's been really good in the Europa League, and yeah, I think Ancelotti's experience and the fact that Napoli are fully focusing on this Europa League, while Arsenal are still fighting for top 4. So I think Napoli will go through. Napoli will go through.
All right, Juju man.
I would say Napoli, but to respect Arsenal, because I'll give them benefit of the doubt. I'll say it's a 50-50 game, and this is the first Europa League game I'll watch. So with this game, the main concern with Arsenal is the defense. They're conceding goals, and with Napoli, they can decide. I mean, Naples is a loss for Arsenal. So the only way they have to score more than 2, which I don't think is possible. I'll go with Napoli. I'll go with Napoli.
Go with Napoli.
I don't think the Arsenal are scoring more than 2.
Okay, Rahimski.
I think Arsenal will raise past Napoli, but I will say that Ancelotti is the best remaining manager in the competition. So technically anything can happen, but with Arsenal's attack, I just don't think Napoli have enough to hold them off for 2 matches. So I'll go with Arsenal.
Red.
Same Arsenal. It's like Napoli. They're sort of like Atletico, where you feel like they're so close, but they're always so far. Like they're just not. There's something missing from that team. I don't think they're going to be able to go through the whole competition. I think Arsenal's going to end it. They're just the better team, better attack. Only defense is the only shaky part, but when Torreira is on it, he can shield that defense. And Socrates has been really good recently. So
yeah, he has. And Koscielny, he's been good.
And Koscielny, like Arsenal do also have depth. Like when I always criticize them for having like a lack of depth recently, but like they've really strengthened under Emery. So I don't know. I just favor them to go through in this tie, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think Arsenal might end it in the first leg, where in the second leg they'll make it easier on themselves.
So just before you go, Danny T, is your mic working there, bro? Yeah.
I'm just here to say, fuck
I know who the hell you are. Look, man, Danny T, look, easy. Talking time, because it drops on Tuesday. Relax. So, before you leave, Danny T, Arsenal, Napoli, give us your thoughts there, please.
Who's Danny T?
Oh, good tie. I think, was it Forward who just said that it's probably like the best tie out of like all the European competitions? I think it's going to be close. I think people are probably sleeping a bit too much on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confident in what Emery can do, especially in this competition of all competitions. So I think just saying, "Oh, Napoli go through, banter Arsenal, this, that," I don't think that applies here. So I'm not going to make a prediction, but it's closer than people think.
All right. Okay. Final thing before we go away. Again, very brief. I'll get the whole platform's view on this. What will this year's Champions League final be? If you had to pick, what would be playing? Because remember, we know what the semi-final matchups are. So try and think. I'll give you a few seconds to think. You know the semi-final matchups. Who will be playing in the Champions League final? A1.
Juventus against Barcelona.
Yeah. Dada here.
Messi v Ronaldo.
Okay, I'm gonna go for Manchester City against Liverpool.
You drunk?
Okay, all right. Forward.
And who's winning it?
It pains me to say it, but I'm gonna say Juventus versus Liverpool, man. Fuck.
Yeah, that is not far.
Ronaldo versus Salah.
All right, Hazard.
Yeah, I think obviously the draw is rigged. So, I think that they're trying to set it up for Barcelona versus Juventus, Ronaldo versus Messi.
Yep.
And I think that's what's gonna happen. And now, and in the final, I think Juventus will bottle another yet an 8th Champions League final, and Barcelona are winning it. So, Juve merda.
Juju man.
I'm going with Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool.
Stop it.
Take the and I'm going to ask you the question again. Juju man. I said the Champions League final, not the Bottle Cup final. The Champions League final. Now now think again for a minute and give me a real freaking answer. You mad?
No. Put this on record, Double H. Put this on record. The Tottenham Hotspur are going to the final.
No, don't give me a soliloquy. Okay, who is your final? Who is your final?
I'm going with Spurs against Liverpool, and I'm expecting Liverpool to win this Champions League.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good. You've talked. Danny.
Like, how am I supposed to respond? Barcelona and Juventus.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Messi goal today? And people are saying Liverpool.
Yeah, it was
good.
No. Top of the league.
Liverpool can do something.
Okay. Rahimski.
I think it's Barca versus Juve. It's pretty much like everyone else.
Red.
Barca City.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's winning that?
And for me, you know what, guys? And this is what I say. Because they are trying to rig it, and they are so much wanting this dream final, it won't happen.
Yeah.
Because the final is going to be Liverpool versus Juventus. Juve Liverpool will be your Champions League final. Guys, it's been swell. I will see you guys.
Wait.